Hey everybody, this is Bo back in the lounge. Want to do a shout out to our 1.5 million listeners, and we're going to go to a military base and talk to Sparky Woods, head football coach of VMI, Virginia Military Institute. Sir, thank you.
Bo, thank you so much for having us on. We're so excited about being a part and getting started this year in our football season. Our guys are here. The young freshmen are going through the lead system right now, so we've got a lot of things going on post, and we're getting ready to start playing against a really good Robert Morris team next Saturday.
Coach, you've also had a nice stint at Appalachian State. That is an incredible program. What brought you to VMI?
You know, what happened was I was coaching at the University of Alabama under Mike Shula, and I have a daughter there at Alabama, and my son actually coaches at Auburn right now and played at Tennessee, but we were I thought I might get to stay at Alabama when Coach Saban came in, so we went through most of recruiting, and it didn't happen. So I ended up taking a year to go watch my son play his senior season at the University of Tennessee, and so it was the first time I ever had not played football since I was probably in the 6th grade, and so it was I couldn't believe they would have football without me, but they did, and I realized how much I missed it. It gave me an opportunity to get back in. We spent the summer here in Virginia. My wife and I have a little piece of property, and so she has a little business in Charlottesville where she started when we were coaching at the University of Virginia 10 or so years ago. And so we've always loved Virginia and had this opportunity when Donnie White, the athletic director, I called him, and he had this opportunity to come up, and I came up, and I knew what a challenge it would be and what a challenge it is. But when I met the players, realized what remarkable young men that go to this school, and so I remember meeting with them, and I said, you know, guys, that I look at a bunch of winners. Looks like our challenge is trying to help you win on Saturday. So we've had a good time working at it. I hope we can accomplish those goals. We made a little progress last year. I think our team's better, but it doesn't look like our challenges are any easier. The schedule's tough, and those other coaches and schools are doing a great job as well.
Well, Coach, a lot of people have the perception that being on a military college is a lot different than a regular college. And I'd have to say, on the outward side, I have to agree. Even though freshmen are freshmen, a lot of these students probably have a higher calling than the average university athlete.
No question about it. I told the players that day when I took the job, I said that, I was used to coaching people, so sometimes the future of them was Friday night. These guys here really do have a plan for their future. They're going to doing something about the children they don't have yet, and they're trying to make a better life for themselves. School's hard here. The core is hard here. And the fact that they're just busy. It's different. There's no question about it. And you have to really balance your time and schedule. But the young men who choose to come here to school are really serious about the future, and it's fun to coach them.
You know, football is football, the X's and O's and Jimmys and Joes. The same goes for any type of football program. On game day, it's managing those emotions, and that's such a big part of what you all do as football coaches. When they step on that field and they look at the stadium, you've got to sit there and make sure you're right, emotional right, and put the kids in the right position. That can be challenging, especially at a new program for yourself.
It has been, but it's been fun. There's a lot of nevers that we haven't done here. We'd like to erase a bunch of those. But it's a player's game. It's all about the guys who play it, and the things that the coaches can benefit from is watching the success of the players and how they mature and develop in their life. And so that's something our staff is excited about. And these young men are, they're hungry to win, and they're committed to working at it. So sometimes we're not as tall and we're not as fast as some of the other guys we play, but we have some good players too. So what we're trying to do is develop those players. This winning's not that hard, really. It's kind of three things. You got to get players, and you got to develop players, and then you got to have a fair schedule. So we think our schedule is competitive but fair. We think that we're working at continue to get players. We have some already in our program. We're trying to add to that each year in our recruiting. And then we're trying to develop them. That's not the easiest thing here because of the time frame that they work under and the challenge is there. But that makes the challenge greater, and we believe we can do those things and still be successful here. We got great leadership among the at VMI under General P, who's our superintendent, and then our athletic director, Donnie White. So we're going to work at trying to get it done. Coaches are fired up, the kids are. We've got great senior leaders, and we think we're going to make some progress again this year.
Yeah, it is so big to have seniors and juniors that have bid on the program. The commitment level is extensive because those young guys that are coming up, whether they're sophomore or freshmen, they still have a lot of rust to dust off because college football is college football, and if you don't have leadership, it makes it very difficult for a football coach on the sideline to start drawing those X's and O's. And the seniors have to have the ability to see what has happened before and be able to adjust it pretty quickly. And obviously a lot of freshmen don't have that capability, so leadership is very important on the field for you.
No question about it. And there's a big difference between an 18-year-old young man and a 20 or 21-year-old. And here, that leadership is what this school is all about, is training leaders. And the other thing is that they have to lead so much away from the football field. On post, we have with the military school and the responsibilities that the young men have and the fleet system that they go through. So they great need for senior leaders here, and we just continue to try to place it on them. They understand the things that goes on in the Corps. This school is pretty much run by students. It is, and it's overseen by the faculty. But the big thing is those students run that barracks, and they run that daily life of the young men here. So your seniors are so important here, not only on your team but away from the team as well.
You know, Coach, we look at your schedule, and you've got a former national champion squad as James Madison. You've got the Richmond Spiders in the first part of your season. You know, you might as well get the hardest ones out of the way first.
We won't get any tougher after those three, I think. So we'll just have to learn a lot about ourselves during those 3 weeks. I think our biggest challenge as a football team is that we've got to go and have an opportunity to upset those great football teams, and we're going to do our very best to do that. The great thing about college football is they don't play forever. They just play for 60 minutes, and if you can find a way to be ahead when the clock runs out, then they deem you a winner, and that's what we're going to try to do. But either way, with all due respect to the first 3 games we play, realize what great programs they have, knowing that we will be huge underdogs in at least 2 of those 3 games, that we've got to come back from Richmond, first of all, with a pretty healthy football team, and second of all, with some confidence that we can enter this challenging Big South Conference. I think that's the biggest thing we need to do first here is be more competitive in our conference. We're in a good league now. It's made up of some outstanding teams and coaches, so we would like to be more competitive than we have been in the past, and so that's a big step. So when we come back from those first 3 games and we enter the conference, we would like to have a healthy football team with some belief that they can win and confidence that we can get it done. So that's our challenge. Win or lose, we've got to be ready to go and be at our very best when we start the Big South Conference.
Coach, you got so much energy in your voice. I'm excited about the football season already. You can hear it. The passion just growing. Thanks for taking time with us today.
So thank you for including us, and a great show y'all have. I know you're listening everywhere, so it's a great opportunity for VMI to be on this show. We're just really grateful for you to include us on your show.
Absolutely. Sparky Woods, Virginia Military Institute. We're going to keep track of this program the rest of the season. Win, lose, or draw. They've got a bunch of stud students and a stud coach. Coach, thank you.
Thanks so, Bo.
We are off the air. One moment.